Hey there, everybody. It's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back here again for our next episode. And let's go ahead and jump on in. We see something very interesting here, and we see your Utenheim has sent us 15 water gems and a message saying good luck. Cool. We cast a couple of spells, found a Cave of Dark Rites. We'll look at that later. We searched a lot, couldn't find anything. Lemuria has attacked Ulm and won. Just a raid from, or just taking out leftover. This could actually have been on a fort. We'll look. We see Pangea attacking Jotunheim here in the fort. And this is just the ping, just to see what they have inside, of course. Next, we found a magic site. Cool. We have a Knight of the Deeps join us. Awesome. Nice to have another, I suppose. We unfortunately had an event here where some Kraken showed up and took some of our underwater here. But we'll definitely move and get that taken back for sure. So let's see, we found the Cave of the Dark Rift. So this boosts Death Ritual range by 2 provinces and also gives us 2 gems per turn here. So very, very nice. Could definitely be used. Since we do have a little bit of death going on, we can always empower since we're making an income of 19 death gems per turn. By far is one of our farthest or the highest amount of income gems we're getting. Besides from the fire gems, because right now we do have internal power up. So if you take 20 off that, we're actually only making 11. So we do expect Pangea to storm next turn, so we're looking forward to that, seeing what was going on there. Because we are definitely ready at this point. We have some large forces over here, down here in the south. We have our mages here and ready. We have them researching while we're sitting here waiting. We have waiting. We have 1200 research right now, not too bad. Going to push up, grab Conjuration 6 here. What are we going for 6? I know 5 has elementals. What does 6 have? Okay, it has hens, the Hori, slots, and bins here. Anything else we might want? And made no. No. Troll King's Court, possibly. Just to utilize that and to get a higher access to Earth. Guardians Deep, no. Sea King's Court, possibly, if we're able to. Oh, well, we'll definitely be able to get that. Summon Bishop Fish is good for extra Holy 3s, of course. So that is a lot of good things there for us. And Conjuration 6. Won't take us very many turns at all here to actually get to it. So that's also a +2. Other than that, we're going to Alt 7 for Fog Warriors. And then pushing up an Evocation as of the moment. More than likely that changes. Not a big fan of Evocation. But we do have some good evocation mages, of course. From the looks of it, yes, that was Lemuria breaking siege. From the looks of it, up there in the north, we have Creek doing some things, burning some shit down. Pan is fairly large still. Of course, Mickland is here, has this throne here. They're starting to take some underwater. Kind of cut them off from taking this one. As far as my knowledge goes, I mean, me and Micklin do have a nap. We're really good neighbors. We have pretty good agreement between each other. Other than that, as far as I know, he will be looking at kind of devouring this nation over here. Antique, don't know how to say that, but this light blue nation over here next. Just due to the fact of him struggling in the early game. His neighbors are not anyone he necessarily wants to fight. I mean, has not great access here to attack Pangea. Just fighting through one province. Other than that, we see, I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult to attack Lemuria. Even if you could get through, which I don't think you can. Fighting me through one province and me being a pretty big nation is kind of difficult as well. I think at this point we have some pretty good counters to him. Pangea is just so large at this point. I don't think Micklin will be able to win that war. He would definitely need an ally in that war for sure. Um, so it's just definitely a very difficult point here for Micklin, figuring out who they want to go for next. I mean, even here, like fighting through these mountains really suck. I would not want to be the person fighting through these mountains. Other than that, we do see Ermor here kind of pushing up. He still hasn't taken Nuala yet here, but I guess we should be expecting that relatively soon. Interesting that he's kind of made his way around. I'm sure Nuala is doing some raiding back and forth, but if he's pushed up this far and hasn't taken the cap yet, it's interesting. Of course, Lemuria still owns these three water provinces over here. Other than that, we really don't have too much going on. Of course, we have trade wind in our cap. We're making 817 gold from our cap every turn. Not too bad, but we can definitely make that better for sure. Especially in DE, we're definitely able to greatly increase our income here in our capital province. And here we did random a nice Fire 5 mage here, so this is also the mage that we used to put the enchantment on. Didn't necessarily want to put the enchantment on the Djinn. We would also have needed to get a booster for the Djinn anyway. Which, I mean, we had the Flaming Skull, which we could have put on through the Fire Death crosspath there. Getting him up to 5, able to cast, it might be 6 to cast Internal Power. Actually, let's look. It is 6. Yeah, so we were off by 1. Unless we made some rings or something like that and threw it in a slot. A ring and the skull would be able to do it. But yeah, we didn't go that way. Instead, we just have it on a Malika here, which is going to stay back here in research for sure. We do not want them dying anytime soon. So we do have a scout here ready in Jotunheim to watch the battle. A few here and there, just trying to keep an eye on what's going on. Definitely need to get some more kind of farther south here at this point, since we don't know what actually is going on here with Ermor and Nuala as well. Have pretty good vision on Lemuria and Ulm. Not great vision on Pangea due to the fact of us kind of watching the Micklin fight and stuff going on and what was really going on with that. But honestly enough, should definitely be making a lot more scouts at this point. There shouldn't be anything that we can't see, honestly. Where was that other site at? No, that was an event site, I think. Yes, it was right there. Let's see. We have a reality breach here, so 1 fire gem, 1 astral gem increases the magic. Good. We definitely want fire, and astral you can never go wrong with. So we're up to 6 astral pearls per turn. Pretty good. Also at this point in the game, there was a lot of players looking at me because I cast Internal Power. I guess on turn 37, but that's not necessarily early. But yeah, very very dangerous. I heard from 1 or 2 players that yeah, they're either looking at a coalition against me, or they were going to be kind of funneling all their astral pearls to bring it down. But we didn't have too high of an overcast. I mean, we probably shouldn't even had high of an overcast as we did, due to the fact of there not being any global enchantments up really. When all the slots are filled, of course you want a higher cast to overcast somebody else's enchantment that might randomly select. I forget how it selects them on here. Honestly, we should just put it up for 80. Because that would have gave us a little bit more time to, or it would have been a little bit faster to kind of generate the total amount of gems. I mean, when we put 140 in it, that's going to take at least 7 turns, of course, for us to make back our total amount of income, or a total amount of gems that we used on the global itself. And then after that, when we turn 8 or 9 after that we would actually be making income off of that. So if they take it down early, of course, we're going to be out a lot of gems. They're going to be out a lot of gems, and it doesn't really help anyone out, unfortunately. But due to the fact of us making 31 per turn, I mean, that's pretty good. So we're definitely going to be getting it pretty soon. But other than that, we can go ahead and go on to turn 37. Definitely want to hit. Honestly, this right now, I don't know it's a tough call because it would take us 2 turns to hit Alt 7, or 1 turn necessarily to hit Alt or Conjuration 5. And it's really a question is, what's better fighting Pangea at this point? Air and Fire Elementals or Fog Warriors? I'm not sure. I'm sure we probably change our Conjuration off, because I wouldn't want to go Conjuration 6. That doesn't really necessarily help us in a war. So yeah, we have to keep that in mind. And also, we do not have a nap with Pangea due to the fact of them being all the way over here and having nothing to do with up until they fought Jotunheim. Of course, we had a previous nap with Jotunheim. So yeah, whenever we're ready to attack, of course, we can just attack whenever we want to since we didn't have a nap. So that is turn 37. Let's move over to turn 38. Alright, we have up to Conjuration 5, working on 6 next. I don't know if we change it or not. We do a lot of site searching. Found a silver sarcophagus here, which is really nice. 1 death, 1 astral, which is always really good for us. We found that through a dark knowledge cast. And we found a burial mound, which is also 1 more death. And internal power has been dispelled. How unfortunate. That's why I wanted to speak about that before. Really hated to see that happen. I was like, damn, that was fast. Okay, hold on. We don't necessarily want to see that battle yet. We're still blood hunting a little bit. Probably shouldn't be doing it with my cat, but you know, whatever. That was before I learned some things about it. And I mean, at that point, since you're making so much gold in your cap, you could argue that a handful of unrest is not going to hurt you too much since you're making so much extra, but at the same time, the unrest hurts you more in your cap because you're making more gold, just due to the fact of how high the gold you're making is. Of course, if you take a percentage off of a high amount, of course, it's going to be more than taking a percentage off a low amount. I don't know if I said that right. It sounded kind of weird. So, let's go ahead and watch this battle here with Jotunheim with Pangea. I'm just saying, if you take 10% off 800, it's going to be more if you take, or it's going to be, that's going to be more, of course, than if you took 10% off of 200, you know. So we have a lot of Sabbath Masters being cast here, a lot going on for both sides. I see a lot of slaves being used here by Jotunheim. We see their god, which is Earth 4, Astral 6, Nature 5 monolith here. Very nice. We see a lot of these sacreds, the thumbs hurting, tough to say. That's the bless if you don't remember. We have a lot of the undead chaff here, the undead giant chaff. And we do have a lot of Jotun wolves as well. The sacreds, bite claw attack, 30 hit points, berserker, fear causing units. Very nice. Other than that, just a lot of skeleton chaff and sacreds. A few normal units there on the northern side. Of course, you have all the hurlers up on the walls. They're very nice. You see some marble lions here on the Pangean side, which is interesting. 20 protection units. They have patrol bonuses. Ooh, patrol bonus 10 is good. Not entirely sure on the spell that they actually had to cast to make these. I'm not very familiar with it. We see a lot of javelins coming in. Looks like they're firing at the hurlers. Probably not going to do that great of a job at hitting them. But these are from all of the white centaurs, of course, because they do have that javelin attack. And of course, here we get to see the bless again for the Pangean side. We'll go ahead and go over that since I haven't looked at this episode. It's been a little while. Morale +1, attack skill +2, poison resistance +10, fire resistance +5, fate weaving, and awe. Some very interesting things we have going on there. Lots of pans in the front. What's up with all these pans? Strength of Giant, Strength of Summon Earth Power. What's that? Something top. What's that? Can't even tell what they're casting there. Beast Hide Warriors. Not sure. Not too sure about that spell. It's probably a D spell. Other than that, we do see Lizard Warriors, a chaff that they've made, I assume, to help siege the fort. Lots of Centaur warriors here. Centaur cataphracts, 19 protection Centaur units, not too bad. They also have recuperation. A bunch of Menads here in the back, of course, it's just chaff to help siege the walls, and this is why they're in the far back. We also see a group here. Oh, they also have enlarge on their bliss as well. We see that right here through just the, not unless they've cast enlarge. Yeah, okay, never mind. They're casting enlarge. My bad. We have a few kitted Hierophants here. With different kits: Swords of Swiftness, Vine Shield, Ice Helmet, Direwolf Pelt, Cat Charm, Ring of the Warrior, Vine Shield, Sword of Swiftness. Honestly, like Great Swords of Sharpness, especially with this matchup here. I like the Ice Helmets. I think that's going to help you out. But I think Great Swords of Sharpness will do just as good. I mean, I feel like they're going to break these Vine Shields pretty fast. Number of attacks, so it's 2, which is good. 27 damage is good. Still, I don't know. Tough call. Probably worth testing on that. We see the Prophet here. He has prophesized a Black Harpy, which is good, great for movement and things like that. But they also get hero type units that are white, these white Minotaurs, which they get additional Holy Threes, which is also very nice. Other than that, not too much here going on. Got a couple of Minotaurs here in the back, and of course they hit really hard as well. They also have Berserker 4, which is good, and Trample, so they might be able to hit some of these giants really hard, be able to smack them around a little bit. So lots of Sabbath Masters, still really wondering what all is going to be cast here. Don't really see too many gems on. I don't see gems on anything, honestly, from the on the Uten side. Not even the monolith. I didn't remember really seeing any gems here either on the Pangean side as well. Makes you wonder what their research really is. Of course, enchantment some. Body ethereal, luck, raised dead. Ooh. Temper armor. I mean, these marble lions really aren't going to stand up. I mean, 20 protection is good. Pierce and slash resistance good. They're throwing blunt damage rocks at you. They're hitting for 23 pierce. Yeah, they're gonna go fast. Lots of javelins hitting these walls here as the Pangean White Centaur javelins are just kind of being thrown away. Here we have a big clump here in the middle, which is quite interesting. We do see a few imps coming down, wondering where they're from. I assume the Jotunheim side, but you never know. So I didn't see any blood mages there in Pangaea. So unfortunately here, for just from the looks of it, we have white centaurs here really massing up on these walls. This is not something you want to see happen. Due to the fact of these hurlers having infinite ammo, and it's going to take a long time to cut through all of these giant units that we have here. Lots of chaff, lots of HP. Also, on top of that, you see white centaurs here not having ice protection or cold protection, and then you have your Dimes Herdings here with Chill 3 ores, more than likely in a Cold 3 province, maybe Cold 2, depending on what time of the year it is. They have ice protection. So yeah, I mean, decent HP, even though this one's lost some. They're up to 22 protection. They're going to make everything really cold. Yeah, you don't want to get caught up here fighting in about 1, 2, 3. I don't know if they a 3 wide gap, maybe a 4 wide gap here against the giant units with Chill 3. Very, very dangerous, of course. So let's continue playing, because you have so many white centaurs at this moment not doing anything at all. And of course, Jotunheim is wanting this battle to run longer due to the fact of him being the defender, because the attacker will rout first. Don't know if he'll have enough fighting force to get through, but if these units back here are casting undead spells, raise dead, and so forth, Wish they were more like Horde of Skeletons, but oh well, you use what you have. I wonder if they're going to be able to block up this wall enough to cause a rout. See some mind burns going on here. Okay, so we missed this before. I think this is where... Maybe it wasn't. Maybe we just missed it altogether. I thought maybe this is where the Lizard Warriors were, but we do see 3 shamans here, okay? Astral Shield. So they're just casting things. What are they casting? Astral. Okay, right now they're casting Astral Shield. I thought they might be casting something else, but we do see some units getting paralyzed. But it could be Stellar Decree. I don't know if that paralyzes or not. I can't remember. Don't think so. This looks like Mind Burn, but they're not... These fellows here, they are not in communions, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and continue on. We see the White Pangean, or White Centaurs here going berserk, of course, taking damage. See if we get a better view of what's going on. Minotaurs are here, but I mean, we do still have a lot of mutant sacreds that are standing in line. I'm ready for their turn. A few of them going down. Of course, Minotaurs are hitting very, very hard. We have boulders coming down from the hurlers. The wolves here at this point are making connections here. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. You did that. Ooh. Like Centaurs said, back and forth, back and forth. Something that's also going to be very difficult for Pangea, of course, is going to be that monolith. Yeah, lots of damage being dealt here by the hurlers. A lot of these units back here going berserk. A lot of hits going on. Definitely kind of burning through this chaff here at this point. Wish they were casting more things like Animate Dead and so forth. Instead of Frighten. That kind of sucks. Wish they weren't casting that. Because we do want as many Pangean troops to kind of perish here in this capital, since we will be going after them right afterwards. And this is just getting better and better for us, of course. Still, all these units are not doing anything at all. Very unfortunate for the Pangean side, of course. But now, my goodness, now we are just looking at sacreds. Very little chaff is actually left at this point. We have hurlers, we have the wolf steel, we have a lot of the hurdlings. Yeah, getting to the kind of beefy part. Of course, being able to do some decent hits back, but honestly, it's rather hard for these attack skill 14 to kind of hit against the defense skill 17, up until they go berserk, which at that point the let's see. Oh, they always drop some. Yeah, so they drop 3 there from being berserk. Let's look at one that's not berserk. Normal, defense skill 17 or 18, depending on if you have experience or not. So yeah, that is definitely helping out when they are berserk, I guess. It's a little bit easier for these guys to hit them. Just kind of going through here. Ooh, what was that? Not as many frozen units. Oh, never mind. As soon as I say that, of course we see a bunch. Yeah. It's almost expected a rout here on either side, but still fighting strong, of course. These pans here are very close. Some ants. Someone's casting Swarm, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just a DE spell. Summon animals without gems, because I didn't see any gems on anybody. Still a lot of sacreds here. It looks like the mages have routed at this point, and it looks like the regular units are leaving. Morale 20, that's why the sacreds are still standing here, honestly. Didn't know they had high morale. White centaurs are looking very, very angry out here. Hierophants here have made it into the lines. The Hierophants really are going to be the things that are going to be able to kill this monolith. Of course, being at 33 protection. So putting up a good fight. 24 defense skill is going to be difficult. But the fatigue is going up a bit. We have some of them routing now, I'm sure, due to HP. My goodness. So most of these units either have will have broken armor, broken helmet, and broken shields due to the spells being cast on them here by all of those pans. Of course, the earth mages here. So that's very unfortunate. Actually, what's the armor value? So they've dropped all the way down to 18. Oof. Here we have our units here broken through. Running down Jotunheim's unit. Of course, this is his last province, so it doesn't matter. It's good to see that all of these White Centaur and other Centaur units are surrounding this monolith at this point, making it difficult for the Hierophants to actually go after them. So there's one right there, but you don't see any. You don't see him for a while. You see so many of these guys are paralyzed too. Let's see. Well, he's taking a little bit of damage. Maybe 20 some pierce. Yeah, I think probably around 20 some pierce is around enough to do some chip damage. Yeah, I've seen some here and there. Ooh, 44 damage. Something's hitting them good. 38 damage. My goodness, what the fuck is... It's those pans. Casting Shatter, that's what it is. They haven't taken into consideration of him having Shatter as well. Yeah, Shatter's gonna take care of this. Too bad, so sad. Yep. And there we have it. Those pans really put in some work. Surprised we didn't see an HP route from the Pangean side as well. So here they lost a lot of units. Bicarpy being their prophet dealt a lot of damage due to all the banishment of the chaff. He didn't lose any Hierophants. Lost a Minotaur Lord. Lost a Pan. 3 Centaurs. 10 Cataphracts. 13 Warriors. 5 Heavy Cav. 3 Knights. 11 Lizard Warriors. 22 Menads. 3 Marble Warriors. A Satyr. All the Minotaurs he had. And then 80 White Centaurs. My goodness. 80 of his 130. So he's pushing around 50-ish at the moment. So, yeah, very, very good for us. Very good for us. We love to see all these White Centaurs gone. Thank you, Jotunheim, for all of your hard work. I hate to see you go. He was a nice ally or neighbor. We were very friendly towards each other. So it's too bad to see him go. But we will avenge you for sure. So we have the kind of D&D event here. We get attacked by, of course, I'm not sure if I think I've gone over these in a separate video before, over in the swamp in the north. They have lots of nice gear on them. Every one of them does. Woo. Sorry, excuse me. Greenstone armor is nice. Wraith sword is nice. A bow, boots of quickness. Rune Smasher, which is kind of cool. If anyone's ever seen it, it's a pin 2 item. Rainbow armor, bracers. What does this mage have? Ice Pebble Staff and bracers of protection. And there was decent PD here. No, I don't remember. I thought maybe there's 11. Not sure. But yeah, they do take care of that pretty easily. That's more than 11. I don't know. Maybe we got an event there, because I highly doubt we'd have put that much PD in there. Other than that, we had the Divine Mummy attack when we found the sarcophagus here. We had an Elite Warrior soldier just take it out, honestly. Well, actually, let's see what actually happened here. Yeah, they tear through him. Wow. So, it looks like the Deer Tribe might have killed our Elite Warrior. Interesting. And a Naban Scout was found and killed. We found a Micklin Scout here. And of course, Jotunheim was permanently vanquished or banished. Permanently vanquished, yeah. So we are definitely looking to attack Pangea ASAP. Kind of take advantage of their losses there for sure. Lots of unrest here in 49. We need to get that gone. Otherwise, still patrolling a little bit. I think we wanted to wait a turn. There's probably something we're trying to hit. So it looks like we were trying to hit Alteration 7. So more than likely, next turn we will move into position. Or we wouldn't set the orders to move in position this turn, but we will do it next turn. Since this turn here, we'll be getting halfway through Alt 7, or halfway to Alt 7, then of course making the moves next turn. Then by the time we do actually hit, we will have Alt 7. I highly doubt we'll be hitting each other's main forces. So of course we'll just put gems on some units and go from there. If I remember correctly, that's kind of how we went. We might have waited another turn or two, but either way, we will be starting a war very, very shortly. Lots of casting of Dark Knowledge, just because we have the income for it. 21 Death Gems per turn. Of course, that is the highest we have. Losing 2 Earth Gems per turn does kind of suck, though. We're getting Kalulus over here to take back this province from the Krakens. Probably not the best unit to actually recruit, but oh well. Should have been doing something with this guy here. But other than that, this is probably something I had unfinished, set to unfinished, and came back and worked on some more. Or put a flame helmet to get a little bit of a, get him up to 6, so we're able to cast it again. But honestly, we are working on getting. We have some water bracelets. Makes me wonder why we haven't made the cloak yet. Not sure why we haven't. Regardless, we have a few things we want to work towards, but of course, kind of finishing off Pangea really as quick as possible. It's definitely on the top of our priority list. We would love to have internal power up again, but I don't know if we will. I think as of currently the game, we're asking around for fire gems, we're asking around for air gems, seeing what kind of trades that are out there. So yeah, definitely looking for that. And that's going to be all for turn 38. Let's go over turn 39. Okay, and we have received 80 fire gems from Mikland, 12 fire gems from Lemuria, and 40 fire gems from Krieg. I think we did a lot of trading. That's probably why our amounts were so low. Found a field of undead clams, a death and astral per turn. Nice. Black sands, 1 death per turn. Nice. Bubbling fissure. That's 1 air. Very nice. Glad we found that because we definitely need more air. Back up to 197 fire gems, but instead of actually using this to encast internal power, I think we're going to be making as many lightless lanterns as we can, because we're using up all of our hammer somewhere. Endless bag of wine, lightless lantern, lightless lantern, a few lightless lanterns, lightless lantern, lightless lantern. Yeah, definitely trying to make as many lightless lanterns as we can. We're going to turn our entire fire gem stockpile into lightless lanterns and really get a boost in our research, trying to push us ahead in that while we are in this war, to make sure we do not fall behind all the other players at this point, since they are getting rather large and scary as well. We see Ermor is finally on the Nuala cap. I don't remember if we get a scout there in time or not, but I would definitely love to see that battle. Otherwise, I was correct in the fact that we are moving all of our forces out to, actually, we're moving our raiding forces out this turn, moving them in their lands. But as far as everything else goes, we're actually pushing all of our units here to the border to attack next turn, while also raiding with all of our camel riders on the same turn that we get Alteration 7, which is going to be very, very nice for Fog Warriors. As far as our research goes right now, we have Conjuration 5, Alteration 6, looking at getting 7 next turn. Evocation 4, Construction 6, Enchantment 6, Thaumaturgy 1. As far as the evocation goes, I had just hit Evo 4 just for Scorching Winds. Since it's a very kind of nice fatigue spell that all your Melikas can cast when they go off script. Other than that, Fire Cloud's good for them to cast. Magma Burst, Flaming Meteor. Any of these extra spells here, of course, is good for them to cast. Magic Duel is nice to have since we have so many Astral ones. Arcane Probing is good since we don't have the ability to search high astral. Mist is a good spell, of course, that evocation to get if we decide to use it. Lightning Bolt. So things are looking pretty good. We do have Thunderstrike too as well. So that is nice as well. Blade Wind, but we don't really have too high of Earth Mages, or that many of them. So can't really use that too efficiently. But yeah, this is just the movement here to get everything ready. Do have a couple of units here moving into the water. I'm not sure necessarily what we're doing with that there. Possibility that we could do like an amphibious assault, but then we kind of figure out, I guess this is the other Pangea, which we kind of know. I don't know what I decided to do with this group going underwater. But things are about to definitely heat up here in the next few turns. So make sure you guys come back and check everything out. They have hitting 15 Death Gems to Lemuria and 24 to the Blue Nation over here. Really makes me wonder what we sent last turn to all these. And we do see that Mictlan is now attacking them. So yeah, that is as to be expected when I spoke about it. So Mictlan is at war. I'm at war. I'm about to be at war. Ermor's kind of finishing theirs off. Pangea just finished theirs off, but they're about to start one with me. Lemuria and Ulm are still fighting it out. Pangea and from what I think is Krieg is fighting, I'm not sure. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next time, or see you on the next one. Bye.